What's up, guys? I'm gonna do a little before and after of a time-lapse video of a haircut. A lot of you guys are wondering how I cut my own hair. This is my setup, so I use Alright guys, so I'll just kind of walk you through the steps of, or the process that I go about when I cut my hair. Here I'm just trimming down the beard. I'm essentially, if you know anything about clippers, I'm just using the clippers open. So instead of using a 0, if you open it, it's like a half to a 1 basically. And I took down my beard. Now I'm doing the bottom or the balling out portion. So I'm using clippers closed. So essentially it's a 0. And I'm taking it down as low as possible. And then after that, I'm gonna use the trimmers. Right here, I'm using the T outliners. It takes it down even lower, right? So essentially it's 0 to about a half, and all that does is set me up for success here, where I use the Wahl 5-star shaver. So I'm literally just balding it out now. It's like shaving. And then from there, I'm taking my Andis Masters again, and we're working on taking out that bottom line. So essentially, I'm working with the clippers open and then slowly closing them until that bottom line's out. Okay, here's the part where I actually use a detachable clipper. So I use my first clipper on top of the Andis Fade Masters now. And I'm using a 1 and I'm using it open. So essentially it acts like a 1.5 to a 2. And this is, for me, the most important, crucial part of the fade. It's where the biggest blend happens, or the biggest transition. So I give myself about, an 1.5 inches here. So a little bit bigger space than I normally would with any of the other transitions, because this is where most of the fade is gonna take part, and where the smoothness from bald to slowly increasing the amount of hair is really gonna make a difference. So you wanna give yourself room here with that 1.5 and just working your way down a little bit lower and lower until you are all the way down from that 1, switching out to a 1/16, which would be a half. And then again, working from clippers opened all the way down to closed till you're eventually back down to that bald area that you were originally working with. Here I'm essentially using the comb, or the brush, excuse me, and brushing my hair exactly how I want it. And then also creating where I have my natural part, so that later when I go in and do that hard part or that line, I've already cut and faded my hair around that, so it's very equally distributed and it's ready to go when I'm at the end, when I'm ready to do that part. The majority of what I'm doing here is taking a lot of the bulk from the top of the hair out. So I'm using a flicking or a C motion. So instead of leaving the clipper in the same positioning as you perform the stroke with the clipper, as you get higher with the blades, you actually want to do a flick motion with your wrist, right? Or make the letter C. And this helps blend the top from the middle all the way down. And also utilizing the corners of your clippers is a world of difference than when you don't. So use the corners, flick out, use that C motion, really helps with the blend. All right, you can tell I grabbed the T outliners now. I'm getting ready to just finish up the haircut. So I'm doing any last minute touches in the balding section, on the low part of the haircut. If I see any dark spots, I'm just flicking them out with the T outliner. I'm also lining up my beard, my mustache, and making sure that I also hit them on the part that we talked about. I have a natural part, and so I brushed my hair that way so that when I go to make the hard part with the T outliners, it's already positioned and ready to go. I just basically have to trace my natural line. It's much easier to do it that way. All right, we're pretty much done now. All right, that's pretty much how I cut my own hair. You guys, if you need tips or anything, just let me know, and drop them in the comments. I'll help you guys out.